Can I apply for a USA F1 visa from a third country? What are the risks involved? Will I get an appointment? What will be asked to me in the interview? I know that a lot of you are struggling to find the F1 appointment in India and are considering the third country option. In this video, I'm going to explain the entire process to you. What are the steps involved? What are the risks involved? And most importantly, help you assess whether it's the right option for you or not. Keep on watching. Hi guys, my name is Shachi. I'm a USA visa coach, and on this channel you'll find lots of useful videos on the US visa process. We have an entire playlist for F1 visa. In fact, we have a separate playlist for fall 2025. So make sure to check it out. We also have an exclusive WhatsApp community for all of you who are targeting the fall intake. And this community is great to meet other students, to ask your doubts, get help, especially helpful in monitoring the availability of slots. So the link for all of the good stuff is right below in the description box. Do check it out. So let's start by understanding what exactly is this third country option. Now, you know that to get a US visa, you need to book an appointment and you need to have a one-to-one interview or an interaction with a visa officer. The way US visa works is that you are not limited to getting this appointment to your home country or to the country where you're living in or working from or residing from. You're free to get this appointment from any country of your choice. So US visas does not restrict your application to just from your home or your base country. You're free to travel to any country of your choice, get an appointment there, and go ahead and give this visa interview. And this exactly is called the third country option, where let's say that you are an Indian citizen and you're not able to give the interview in India, you would travel to a third country. It could be a Singapore, a Vietnam, or Dubai, and you go there, book your appointment, and give your interview from there. But here's a catch. When you give your interview from a country other than your home country, you will be subjected to an additional layer of scrutiny, an additional layer of checks by the visa officer. And the reason is very simple. The visa officer in the other country does not have the same level of context or the same level of information as a visa officer in your home country would have, which means that the visa officer in the third country would not understand very easily your education, your work background, your income levels, your sources of funding, and most importantly, your ties to your home country, which is why there will be an additional layer of check or scrutiny when you go outside of your home country. And this is the reason why the third country route is not the most favorable or the most preferable option. In fact, I would say that this is a last resort option. Only if nothing else works and you literally do not have any option but to give the interview immediately and within a particular timeline is when you should be considering the third country option. So I'll be telling you more about the risks involved in applying from a third country and how to prepare for it and how to mitigate it. But before that, let me quickly tell you about the process of applying from a third country. And this process involves 4 steps. The first step is to transfer your visa portal from India to the country to where you want to apply from. And transferring the visa portal has to be done by contacting the customer support. So when you log into your visa portal, on the left side, you will see an option to contact the support or to raise a ticket. So you go there, click on that, it will open up a window, and in that window you can basically mention that you want to transfer your account from India to, let's say, Singapore, mention it in the subject. In the description box, give them few more details that you're a student, your college is starting on so and so date, and you're not able to find an appointment in India, hence you need to transfer your account from Singapore so that you can apply for the visa from there. And in the attachment, you can attach a copy of your passport. You could also attach your I-20. So once this is done and submitted, the customer support is going to work on transferring your account. So this process is fairly quick. It doesn't take too much time. And typically we've seen that within 2 to 3 days, the customer support responds, closes the case, and you're able to transfer your account from India to the country where you want to give the interview from. Now, once this is done, you are ready to start the process. Now, remember that when you apply from a third country, you need to redo the entire process again, which means that you have to start by filling a DS-160 form. DS-160 form is country specific. If you remember, in the first page of the form, you need to select the country from where you're applying from. So you need to fill a new form from the country from where your appointment is going to be, fill up the form, submit the form. Post that is done, you need to come back, pay the visa fee again in the visa portal. Yes, even the fee has to be paid again. Even if your previous fee is paid and it's unused, there's no way to transfer the fee to the new country. So you'll have to pay the visa fee again for the new country and then look for appointment. So transferring your portal, creating a new DS-160 form, paying the visa fee again, and looking for the appointment. These are the 4 steps we need to follow to give your interview from a third country. If you have any doubts, any confusions in this, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. You can also DM me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is @shachi.mall. We've helped many students, many clients in applying from a third country and in getting their accounts transferred. So if you need any of our help, do feel free to reach out. So now that we understood the process of applying from a third country, this part of the video is really important because this is going to help you understand whether you should apply from a third country or not. And for this, we did our research, looked at the data of all the interviews and all the experiences shared by students who gave interviews outside India. Some of them were our own clients. Some of them were students who shared it on Telegram, WhatsApp, and YouTube. And based on this, there are a set of criteria for both those who should apply and those who should not apply. So first, let me start with those who can apply. So I'm going to tell you 4 criteria, and if you fulfill most of them and you feel that your profile aligns with these 4 criteria, you can consider applying outside India in a third country. Number 1, the university ranking. So if your university ranking is within top 100 national ranking in the US, and as a bonus, if you have a scholarship as well, that's criteria number 1. Number 2, simple profile. So no gaps in the education, no gaps in work experience, not too much of experience, not any domain switches, changes. So if your profile is fairly simple, straightforward, that's criteria number 2. Number 3 is no previous rejections. And this is really important. No history of US visa rejections. It could be F1, it could be B1, B2, or any other category. And number 4, strong funding. Annual income of the sponsor at least more than 25 lakhs per annum, with savings covering the entire cost of the education or an education loan to support the funding. So these are the 4 criteria. If you feel your profile aligns with most of these criteria, then you can consider applying outside India. On the contrary, I'll also give you the criteria for those who should not apply. And again, if you feel your profile applies with these criteria, then you should not consider applying outside India. Number 1, ranking of the university. If the ranking is average, mid-rank, low-rank university, that's number 1. Number 2, complex profile. If the work experience is 10 plus, 12 plus years, if there are gaps in the profile, if there are any domain switches, double masters, anything which makes it difficult for the visa officer to assess your case. Number 3, insufficient funding. If the annual income of the sponsor is moderate or low, if the savings are not covering the entire cost of the education, if there's no education loan, that's criteria number 3. And the 4th criteria is previous rejections. So previous rejections, especially multiple rejections and recent rejections, is the 4th criteria. So if your profile aligns with these criteria, I would say it would be risky for you to apply from a country other than your home country, and probably you should not consider and wait it out till you get appointment in India itself. So these are the criteria for and against applying from a home country. I hope it gives you some sense of clarity and some sense of decision making as to whether you should go with the third country or not. So let's say that you've decided to apply from a third country. Next part of the video, we're going to discuss how to actually prep and prepare for this process to maximize your chances. The first thing to keep in mind is the DS-160 form. Now we all know that the DS-160 form is important, but when you're going to apply from a third country, the DS-160 form, I would say, is 10x more important, because this is again the document of reference, the first impression that the visa officer is going to get about you. And anyway, there's an additional layer of scrutiny. So the DS-160 form needs to be that much more clear. It needs to be crystal clear about your profile, your background, what are you doing right now, how does your profile align with the course in the US. So having a properly filled DS-160 form with good descriptions about your work, about your education, and in case there's a refusal, explaining that well as well is really, really important. The second thing to keep in mind is that the interview questions are going to be slightly different. So apart from the usual interview questions that are asked, you could also be subjected to additional questions such as, why did you decide to apply from a third country? Why did you choose this particular country? Do you know anybody here? How many days are you staying for? How did you book your appointment, or how did you do the entire process of finding this? And lastly, and most importantly, why exactly have you taken all the time and effort and the cost to come to the third country, and instead of just waiting or instead of just deferring to the next intake? So do keep in mind that in addition to all the questions that you would have prepped, you also need to prepare for these additional questions. And the third thing to keep in mind is to give more context in the answers. Now keep in mind that the officer will not be as familiar as the officer in India. So he would not be having complete information about the education system in India, what the normal income levels are, how jobs work, how parents fund education, and all of that. So when you give the answers, make sure to give a bit more context, make sure to give things with a little bit more clarity, little bit more explanation. And this will help the officer to build the connect and to understand your profile better. And the fourth thing is that outside India, the interviews tend to be a bit longer. So in India, interviews, especially F1 interviews, are a little rushed. They're not very long, and officers move quickly through many applications. But outside India, we see that the volume of applications is not very high. So the interviews tend to be longer, they tend to be slower, with more questions asked and more time given for you to explain and to reason with the officer. So, in case you're giving the interview from outside India, do keep these pointers in mind. And of course, feel free to reach out for a proper prep. We can help you with the DS 160 form, with the interview prep, and getting all the documents and everything else ready for the process. The link for all this is right below in the description box. Do check it out. So, this is all the information I wanted to share with you about applying for F1 visa from a third country. In conclusion, I would say that every year we do observe and see students going to third country for their interviews, and the results and the data is always mixed. It's always a mix of rejections and approvals. It's not like everybody gets rejected and it's not like everybody gets approved. So it's really case to case and your profile dependent. So do keep in mind all the criteria that I discussed previously when you apply from a third country. And of course, we are there to help you navigate this process and help you through this process if you need help at any point of time. So this is all for now. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below. You can also DM me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is @shachi.mal. I've also included my email ID in the description box, so do check it out and reach out if you want to discuss anything else. We have more videos coming up. I know F1 visa this year has been the most unexpected, I would say the most stressful and taxing. And we are here to help you. So we'll be constantly keeping you updated on any new updates, any progress, anything else you want to ask or discuss. Again, feel free to put it in the comment section. Signing off for now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.